Or no, it was like him. It was weird. Don't worry about it, it's not that important. And I just realized I kind of transitioned completely from the end of the last video into the start of this one, but I'm still Darva per hour, and this is still Risk of Rain. The only difference from last time is that I'm going to play a little better because I'm a character I'm better with. Yeah, so this is the Bandit. He has, let's look at his move names: Blast, Dynamite Toss, Smoke Bomb, and Lights Out. So Blast is interesting because it's a pretty strong, slow attack. It doesn't hit twice like the Commando's basic attack, but you can do more damage. Or no, you can shoot it faster by mashing the button instead of holding it down, which I think is pretty cool. His Grenade, or Dynamite Toss, is just a ranged explosive with an area of effect. I think it stuns or knockbacks or something. His C is pretty interesting. It's Smoke Bomb, which makes you invisible and fast, and I think you get a crit chance or something if you attack out of it. And then his final thing, what was it called? Lights Out. That's pretty interesting because it is just a strong shot with a reasonable setup time, with the gimmick being that it will reset his cooldowns if you kill something with it. Which I am not the best at doing, but you do get a pretty good item by... Oh yeah, it's not an area effect, right? Yeah, if you do that 15 times in a row, you get an item. I want to say it's an item I like, but I like a lot of items, so... Oh yeah, and then one of his gimmicks is he has a default crit chance, and then I think that increases a little bit with level, so I just picked up that item that increases that further, and it's very possible late game to be critting almost the entire time, which is a great way to increase your DPS, obviously. Okay, that's right there. This is actually a very nice setup for the first stage. Got a couple things. Oh, that's one of my favorite healing items. I think that's 8 health per second after you've been unharmed for a few seconds. And this is already probably the easiest boss in the game. Maybe sometimes he's a little harder than the jellyfish, but not only do I have better DPS than the Commando, I think. Oh, he doesn't get stuck on that. Well, either way, this really wide open area is probably close to ideal for fighting him. Even though the golems give me trouble sometimes, I think I'll be fine here. I probably should, well, I was gonna say I should use this easy level to farm kills with this. Yeah, if you noticed, it reset the cooldown on my smoke bomb. That would have had 3 seconds left. So I was about to make a point about how I'm not going to bother trying to get that just yet, except I pretty clearly am. You don't have to, like, do anything weird like kill 15 enemies in a row, all of them with that. It's just, the finishing, every time you have to use that 15 times in a row, it needs to be a finishing shot, if that makes sense. It's not really complicated. I'm just unreasonably paranoid about not making sense. And then the cool thing with this is if you do have a bunch of enemies like next to each other with low health because you have splash damage or something, you can keep using this over and over because you're refreshing its own cooldown when you get a kill with it. Yeah, I think I will get that achievement pretty quick if I'm not just spamming it for easy damage. It's not hard at all to land the killing blow. Yeah, I like this character a whole lot. I thought maybe I was just saying that because I dislike the Commando compared to the other character, but I think he actually is pretty fun if you're willing to be a bit careful with how you're playing. I'd say he probably is a little bit more punishing than the Commando in some places because his dodge move is on a much higher cooldown than Commando's, but you can also mitigate that if you're using your ultimate, so pretty fun reward skill. Alright. I'm a little torn. I guess if I'm just getting this, that's actually a pretty decent use of damage, so I am going to buy this. This is a little silly, it's not optimal, but I do like it. It just makes you have a damage aura around you. Oh, that's very nice. Even though I don't do the multiple shot thing where I get just more chances to proc on hit items, I do fire pretty fast, so on hit items aren't like bad on anyone by any stretch. Okay. I think that was a pretty close to optimal first level. Uh-oh, flash flood warning. Don't go underwater. It's I guess oh man. I guess with the flash flood warning, that's just something you have to expect as a risk of rain. And I'm getting very, very lucky teleporter replacement. Oh, Magma Worm is probably one of the easier bosses. Ah, crap. I think I just screwed up my combo because he got knocked over by some kind of ambient damage I wasn't paying attention to. I don't think I have any dots. Well, anyway, that means I can spam. Oh, this is actually a really good item. I hardly ever use it, but yeah, it sets six mines that do pretty strong damage, and since this guy just shows up on the ground wherever he thinks he can hit you, it is a nice way to take it. And I think with that, I unlocked, yeah. I don't know what triggers the pods to come down. The way it happened there, I'm inclined to say it actually might be like a thing for character unlocks, but it didn't happen that last time, and I've seen it happen just seemingly randomly. I guess the point being... Oh crap. Yeah, that's why some of these melee attacking enemies are pretty rough. Oh man, I don't have any good regen, that really sucks. Oh, I don't want to lose this run so early. Had so much promise. I don't think anyone's following me down here. Let's be sneaky. Can I use that on a rope, I wonder? Let's check it out. No, I can't. Okay, I'm not going that way then. Oh crap, I can't go. Oh wait. I'm having trouble remembering. Yeah, but that isn't like a phase through or anything. I think the only reason I thought you could go this way is because, like, one time I just had a crazy run where I had a bunch of items that increased my jump height, and I was, like, flying around randomly. Okay, if I play my cards right, this should still be fine. I wish I had a little more jump height so I could reach up there, but I think if I just mash my dodge button, I'll be okay. They shouldn't anticipate me to attack just yet. Okay, perfect. That might have not been the smartest way to do that, but I think I'm gonna be okay. These golems are just as bad, actually. I don't know the exact damage numbers, but... Okay. If I can keep up this kiting... Oh, that sucks. That was stupid of me. Well... Okay, that was way too short to be a part in and of itself. I'll try this other character. Now, I'll give it one more shot as the bandit, just because I, for some reason, keep forgetting that you don't go back to the character select screen when you pick try again. That was sad. I did have a good kit, and that was just stupid of me to waste really nice level spawns like that, but... Hey, live and learn. I'm used to playing nearly indestructible characters due to questionable balance issues in this game. Probably wouldn't be interesting if I just had no resistance whatsoever and was free to ramble about the items like I was doing in that first part. I'm actually not sure how big the, like, LP scene of this game is. It seems like practically everything has a pretty big following, especially roguelikes these days, but if for whatever reason this is a more popular series, I guess some of the people who I watch who play this like take requests for runs with specific sets of items on, and I probably wouldn't be opposed to doing that kind of stuff. But I would like to get all of the clear. Oh my gosh. Ugh. Yeah, I guess this guy's weakness is that he's okay, he's bad at taking hits from those crabs. Okay, what was my point? Yeah, I guess I should check over here just in case it is on this end of the map and I don't waste a ton of time when it would have been a really easy clear. I want to get all of the achievements built into the game. There. That was the really complex thing I was struggling to say. Alright, that's not bad at all. That's a pretty helpful item. I don't recall how much it heals for. I guess I can pay attention. I think it's 10. This is like a bad enemy to test it on because it's just after you get hit. And most enemies will hit you for more than 10 damage because otherwise that item would be kinda broken. Although, now that I think about it, it might not be true at like the very start of the first level like it is here. Again, that's why I was saying percentage-based healing items are preferable. Because you have to scale pretty hard in this game to remain relevant, and a lot of the tier 1 items have the problem where they don't. Still going for that 15 resets combo, although evidently not trying that hard for it. I guess the thing is, it'd probably be the most interesting to watch me play games that I'm actually good at and know a lot about, but I kind of convinced myself I was good at this game because I was good at finding the optimal strategy and not really trying anything else. And with a bunch of people who are just entirely, oh crap, new to the game, it made me feel like I was really good. Oh, these logs are really useful because they are instrumental in unlocking the character, which is part of said optimal strategy. The other part is that U level has the artifact that I want that lets me pick items. Although, I feel like it would be kind of cheap to just always use the optimal strategy where like all you have to do is not die for stupid reasons in the first level and then become near indestructible. Oh, that's pretty cool item to have early. I don't think I've ever used that. That's the thing, I basically know what all the items do, but I don't actually use all of them very much, because of aforementioned optimal strategy that involves stripping the randomness out of the game. I think it's a really cool idea that they have that in a roguelike for what it's worth. So yeah, this is the item I unlocked, I think in that first run. So I guess it's a little bit subjective and everything is contextual, but to me it seems like the items that you unlock through achievements are probably better than most of the ones you unlock otherwise, or most of the ones that are default. Cool. Okay, that was one of the 2 bandit achievements. Each character has 2 specific achievements that typically involve using their abilities, although some of them are just challenges. Like, I think the commando has a challenge like get through level 3 without taking damage, which is notoriously one of the hardest things to do. Even though I'm clearly not the best at this game, I am pretty confident I can 100% it without it being too painful, so that, at the very least, will be my goal for the win condition of this LP GameGuest. Oh, cool. That's a really nice item. I actually used it a whole lot because the item that takes out, or the thing that takes out randomness, also lets you pick from items you haven't unlocked yet, but that is a jetpack that I don't think it increases your jump height. I think all it does is let you hold the jump button and go higher. Okay, I'm getting a pretty tanky kit, which is probably nice for this character. Those drones are actually going to be really helpful early on. I'm going to like walk a tiny bit more. I'll see if there's an item up here and then I'll skedaddle. Okay, that's good. That should be able to use up most of my money. I won't feel like I've left level early. Not one of my favorite tier 2s. That is one of my favorite tier 2s. Okay, I don't think I failed it 3 times in a row considering I just got an item, but I'll take it. That goat hoof that I unlocked is actually probably my favorite tier 1 item just because I like going fast in games. That increases your move speed by 15%, and I think it stacks either indefinitely or up to like 16 times, but you go really, really fast. And the funny thing is this character that gets a blink, the blink distance is based on her move speed, and if you're maxing out your move speed, you're maxing that blink distance, and the collision detection on the blink isn't perfect, so after playing for like 2 hours and getting my move speed really fast, I lost a run because I clipped into the wall and couldn't get out. Okay. Maybe this is like my second chance after totally screwing up that last run. Or rather the run before the last run, because the last run was one where I just died in the first level for no reason. I think it's good for a lot of reasons to start the teleporter early. There's like a semi-complex enemy spawning AI in this game, and I think it's like every second it gets a point with which to buy enemies, and it'll like randomly save up, and if it like gets way past the point value of a certain enemy, it has a chance to spawn these differently colored enemies that have buffs, and like there's a big burst in the points that they get when you trigger the teleporter, but like they still, by definition, can't be as good as if you were letting the difficulty and stuff crank up. I guess the point is there's never a circumstance in this game where it's like disadvantageous to spend longer than you have to in a level, excluding after you've maxed out the difficulty. At which point you can just farm for items as much as you want, and you'll typically have the gold to back it up too. But Valium is interesting. I don't understand how it works at all. Like, if you look in its lore, it says its effect, and it's like, slows enemies by 500 enemy damage %. Which seems like if you multiply that by the damage they do, it would basically, like, freeze them entirely, but I might be misinterpreting it. Anyway, it's kind of unique because it's a rare item, but it's, like, the only item in the game that doesn't stack. But what does it do? It like slows and does a dive. It's pretty nice. And actually, I'm pretty sure it stacks favorably with the handcuffs, which means that I should be able to kite very effectively. And let's not kill my drone unnecessarily. I was kind of banking on that to kill something, which was probably a bad guess. Probably my #1 favorite rare item is one that makes all of your attacks explode and do AoE. That makes a lot of totally crazy stuff viable. Alright, well. Oh, this is probably the worst tier 3 item. I think it's 15% chance to fear enemies after you've been attacked. Alright, is this gonna be the complete bridge? Because I'm gonna go farm just because I've never actually done that even in my last file. Looks like a completed bridge. I think these are the pillars that would be broken if it was the broken variant. So there are more advantageous ways to grind in this game than what I'm about to do if it lets me. But it does give a chance to spawn a different level 3. And personally, I kind of want to do the thing that isn't the ice level. Alright, so I think you press up or A here, and yeah. So this is apparently a MapleStory joke, which normally I wouldn't approve of, but it's kind of funny, I guess. There's a, like, unique baby boar that only appears here. Yeah, it's this guy. And he got pretty nicely stun-locked, and yeah, he drops this item that you can only get here, and it's like 5 or 4% bonus armor or something, and as far as I know, no one actually knows what armor does in this game, because it doesn't, like, stack linearly or exponentially. Because you can, like, stack it as much as you want, and you will eventually get to a point where you're taking virtually no damage, but it's like a relatively, maybe not complex, but at the very least weird trig function, or algebraic function. I guess algebraic is kind of implied by it being a function. So, I actually never really played around with Thallium, but the purple symbol above enemies is a sign that they're being slowed and poisoned, which is pretty cool. Oh, and I guess, yeah, I saw that before running away from me. Maybe that jack-in-the-box item isn't horrible, but I typically like to prioritize DPS or evasiveness, or at least tankiness over anything else. Okay. Wow, what a great boss. That's kind of annoying that it didn't spawn up here. Normally, every time I've ever seen anyone go through this level, the boss has been a giant bore. But I guess sometimes a basic enemy can be a boss, if you truly believe. Yeah, one of the artifacts that changes the rules of the game makes it so only one enemy type can spawn per level, and that means that, like, the boss is always going to be, like, a super hard version of that enemy. Which is a neat idea, but I really like the bosses in this game, so I was a little disappointed when I realized that was the case. Okay, this is actually exactly what I wanted. I really hope this is the level variant I want it to be. I guess being invisible doesn't protect you from fall damage. Okay, I guess there's really no reason I shouldn't activate that, because it was so nice and spawned right here. Alright, so it looks like you aren't actually going to see the water part of this water level, but the thing about this game is that it has 10, 12 actual individual level types, and you get to know them all pretty intimately. I think that's one of the things I think is the coolest about it. It's not like other roguelikes where the level design is entirely random. All the elements in the level. Oh, this is perfect. Okay, so I probably shouldn't do this while I'm fighting the boss. Ah, crap, I lost my guy. That was most of my safe DPS. That's not good. I guess it was definitely a good idea. I opted not to trigger the mini-boss that I wanted to fight here. Okay, honestly, I'm most worried about the sand crabs and the guys with the missiles. Imp Overlord is not... Why is he healing? Oh my gosh, stupid freaking enemy with a heal aura. That needs to go. Okay, this one always help a bit. Oh crap! That sucks. Well, I like that these items can now drop, I guess. One more try, and then I'm gonna call it. I'm sorry, this could have been a lot more impressive if I was more practiced. But hopefully you're getting some kind of enjoyment out of this anyway. I don't think it would be exciting to someone who hasn't played the game if I just went through it all in one shot. Kind of makes it look easy. Doesn't give you the real feeling of the game. Probably had to do like 10 or 15 playthroughs before I actually beat this for the first time, and I haven't played it much since then. I originally got it like early last month, and I've been playing a bunch of different random stuff through the Steam Summer Sale, so I'm not super in practice, clearly. I had a few other ideas for GameGuest to put on this channel, and they're eluding me right now. But I guess talking about other conceptual projects is a pretty good way to date my videos and also make them less interesting to anyone who's not particularly invested in my channel and just wants to see gameplay, so... Yeah, I wish I could remember what this guy's crit chance was. I think it's like 1.5 at level 1, and it goes up by 0.5% after that, whereas all the items either increase it by 5 or 10%, which means that you can increase your dividends pretty dramatically. This item is a really good early on the piggy bank. Oh, well, okay. It makes you gain 1 gold every 3 seconds, I think. Which doesn't sound like a lot, and also isn't a lot, but it can still make a difference if you're like just a few short and you're out of enemies or something like that. It's probably not actually that good in the long run. I mean, I didn't actually want to get it. I specifically picked the thing that I thought was not going to be it. But yeah, it's frustrating when you're at the end of the level and you're like 5 gold short or something, so maybe it could be argued that it's worth it in that case. Oh, this is a very fun item. It's another one that's only really good early game, but this item makes it so every time you level up, you drop a war banner, which is just a small area of effect in which you get bonus damage and defense and regen and speed maybe. And obviously during early game, you're going to be leveling a lot earlier than later game. I think literally the only game that I've seen that has a like constant leveling curve is Tamagotchi Life. And the RPG mechanics in that are a little odd, to say the least. Okay, right now I'm doing that AoE damage because of that knife and the chance to bleed. Alright. I don't remember what yellow is. I think it's like increased move speed and bonus damage. I know all of the special types get bonus damage and health, and the green ones get extra bonus damage, or extra health beyond that, and the ability to heal in an AoE or something like that. Alright, what order do I want to take these guys out in? This seems like a reasonable way to go about things. Once I have more of a clear shot, I think I will, yeah, be risky. That's why they call me Risky Rain. Always take risks. I really want that achievement because that means I don't have to play as this character anymore if I don't want to. I mean, you could probably make a pretty convincing argument that I don't have to do anything if I don't want to in this game, but for the sake of completion, I'd like to get every achievement with every character. Every character-specific achievement. I could die a happy man not getting every individual achievement with every character. It'd probably be pretty hard to get, like, the bandit-specific ones with the commando. I was trying to figure out why he was only partially taking damage. He had golems with him. It's kind of cool. The regular Colossus spawns the golems, but later when you start getting elite variants, oh, this is an awesome item. Probably the best boss drop. But yeah, once you start getting elite variants of the bosses, this guy will actually spawn different enemies. I think my favorite one is the one where he spawns a bunch of the little jellyfish. Okay, I wish their health bars were staying on the screen long enough for me to see. Oh, the cool thing about these is I think multiple auras stack. I don't know. Anyway. Seems a bit of a familiar scenario, a pretty good starting kit. I'm feeling good about this. I always like it when I get the jetpack. And Colossal Merle is just a fantastic defensive item. It's like regen, defense, and is it a third thing? Yeah, health regeneration, and armor. I'm not sure how much it is of any of those, but I think better than the tier 1 items that give all of them, excluding armor, which I don't think any tier 1 item gives. So you can see some cracked spots in the ground there. I actually think I could try and do the thing that they do, because you can see there's some stuff down there. I think this is one of the characters that can attack the ground. The dynamite. Yep. Cool. Alright, so there's a little platforming challenge here. Most of the artifacts are achieved by doing something weird, finding a hidden platforming challenge in a level. Crap. Well, thankfully, there's not much penalty. I don't think that's one of the more useful artifacts, but I'm collecting everything, so gotta do it sometime. And again, I don't actually know how many characters can even attack the ground to get this without like special rare items. I'm actually not even sure if the ground is something that you can get. They're like somewhere you have to attack. Okay, that was me again, not remembering how to play and commentate at the same time. It was like forgetting to press the up button to climb onto the ladder. This game's definitely more exciting in multiplayer. I would even go as far to say it's probably harder, ignoring the fact that it's definitely harder just due to lag for me. At first it seems like, oh, well, this is really easy multiplayer because the enemies aren't actually harder as far as I can tell. But the gimmick is most of your character strength comes from items and you don't get more items. And I don't even think you get more gold, it gets split evenly among players. So even though you have more guys, each individual guy is pretty significantly weaker than someone with all of those items would be, because most of the items stack nicely. I guess at a certain point it probably is easier as a whole, definitely if both of the people know what they're doing. Speaking of knowing what they're doing, I'm pretty sure I got this on like my first try in the single player campaign, which you conveniently didn't see. Okay, that time I just dropped off the bottom because I thought the collisions were higher than they are. Well, hopefully fans of my older work that remember me repeatedly being bad at platforming get a nostalgia kick out of this. I know I am. This game actually has pretty tight controls too. Okay, so you gotta be kinda down because otherwise you hit your head on the ceiling and don't get any height. Luckily I did this. Yeah, it's nice that they don't punish you that badly for falling off the cliffs. And I don't remember if I still had a combo up on my ult, but I think I kind of forgot that I was going for that. Okay, it's actually really easy. There's an artifact that makes you do 5 times damage at the cost of only having a tenth of your health. And basically everything always dies in one shot to that, which means you can just spam it, and after you kill 15 enemies from full health with it, you have killed them with it, and you get the achievement. Now, I'm gonna try not to resort to that, because, again, this game is pretty easy to cheese if you're trying to. But if it doesn't happen naturally, then I am not going to be above it. That's a very nice item. Wish my ambient frames were closer to 60 instead of 52, but that's probably my fault for running Camtasia instead of Fraps and not restarting my computer. Yeah, I'm like just getting into bad habits. I guess, like I said, I do like this character, but I never played as him too much, and I'm used to like the default way of playing this game to just be using your ult when it's off cooldown without much thought of strategy. Did I see the teleporter? It's down here sometimes. Oh, that's a pretty cool item. Doesn't stack particularly favorably with the piggy bank because it basically opens chests for free, but I'll take it. Oh, and even more nice tankiness. Healing drones are... Oh, crap. What did I do where I got 2 bosses? I don't think I've been playing that long. Rude. Oh, crap. Oh, crap. Okay. Luckily, I'm pretty much safe here. I think I'm gonna be a cheap asshole and just wait out a bit of the... Oh, crap. At least I got my cooldown back up. That's really what I was waiting for. And then I got cocky and I literally, like, leaned back in my chair with my arms behind my head like a sheriff in an old Cowboy movie. Guess that's why they call it the Risk. I think it would be cool once, like, Oculus Rift and, like, augmented reality games are really commonplace if you got, like, experience bonuses for being stupid and cocky and, like, going AFK. Alright, that's pretty nice. More tankiness. Getting a really good region on this side here. It would be cool if the mushroom, still worked when you were shooting, but it would also be ridiculously OP, so... There's enough ridiculously OP stuff you can do in this game without having it be inherently designed into one solo item. Oh my gosh, yeah, so... Remember what I said earlier about parents, which are this enemy type, being my nemesis, meaning the thing that kills me the most, not being abundantly likely to change? I think even my old file, they were definitely a pretty high probability. The thing is, if you're moving quickly, you're in decent shape. Now there's a variety of ways I could handle this. I could either keep kiting like this, which is probably gonna work pretty well, but might be bad for my drone. Or I could hang off that rope at the side where none of these melee enemies can do anything to me. This might be a little more effective, actually. Okay. Live and learn. Hanging on the egg of tomorrow. Standing on the egg of the crater. Okay, good. Every time I get one of those dynamites off, it's just an impossible amount of damage compared to everything else because of how much freaking enemies are stacked there. Unfortunately, the dynamite animation is too long for me to do off that rope and climb back on. It would be super nice if I had like an enemy on hit thing. I'm gonna heal up for just a sec because... Oops. I am not going to make another great escape if I screw up and land there. Let's see. I guess, yeah, they're just getting bled occasionally. I concede if I was a little bit better, I could probably, handle this situation a lot faster, just with like careful use of my dynamite and jumping and like paying attention to what enemies are low on health and using my ult on them to refresh said dynamite. But I'm not that good, and in my defense, those were probably the worst enemies to get a million spawned, and this is one of the worst places for kiting. And I think I'll have to be right back. Sorry about that. Now for our exciting conclusion. Oh, my heal bot's better. Oh, that ridiculously increased the frame rate. Maybe it was just killing the 50 billion enemies. I might have a shot. Did I like bug out the AI, or do the golems just have no way of touching me there? I'm gonna heal up before I go down into that mess, though. It would be a little frustrating if I did all that. I mean, honestly, I don't think I'm going to survive level 3 on Extreme, but the chance of unlocking the character in the next one of the 2 next levels, probably worth it. Okay. Who saw this coming? I think I'm barely okay. Okay, well it's gonna be intense or very hard or whatever anyway, so very hard, yeah. Oh, it goes easy? Am I misreading this, or does it go... No, it goes easy, very easy, easy, normal, hard, and then I'm at the very bottom of very hard, and that's how it is. Sorry, I'm getting a drink. You know how it is in this organic body. You always have to ingest water from dying. Only 90 kids gonna get that. And healing, not a very brave strategy, not a very effective strategy, but a minimally functional strategy, and you know, sometimes that's all you need. I have a feeling the more I talk about this, the higher the chances get that one of these times I slip up and die. I think it would probably make the most sense to oh, this is interesting. I wonder if I would have a better healing rate jumping in there, because that gives you passive regen, or just letting the mushrooms. I'm pretty sure the mushrooms, because that's like over 4 times as much regen per sec. Alright, let's kill this guy. Okay, good enough. Everything else is a bonus. Let's hide out. And nothing. Well, that's not entirely true. I did get the artifact, so let's take a look at what I got. Yeah, see the artifact here, spite enemies explode on death. I'll probably keep that on next run. It's a pretty cool one. I'll probably be using the enforcer. And let's take a look at the item unlocks in this video. Crap, aren't they supposed to like blink or something? Fearing enemies for 2 seconds. Oh yeah, I wasn't really aware that it was dropping something. Maybe if you're interested, go back and look at that and see if a little box spawned. This game has a lot of little details that I don't always pick up on. Pretty cool graphical effects. I don't think I've seen any of my favorite ones, except maybe the barbed wire. Monster log. Really like the pixel art. Well, I'm 20% done with the game, so 2 videos, 20%. I guess that means it's gotta be a 10 video series. Especially due to the fact I said I was gonna beat the game with each character. And I haven't done that with any character, and there's 10 characters, and I'm probably not gonna do 2 in one game. Not a horrible start. Give me feedback in the comments. Even though feedback's just get good, I wouldn't mind scrapping some of my failed runs if it's just too painful to watch. Definitely open to any suggestions. Let me know what you think, and thanks for watching.